Hello, this is Victor from Germany. I'm traveling and I'm here to taking a moment to talk about the topic of the week initiated by VInce Venturella. Please check in the comments below or in the description of the video below. You will find the link to the original video. But he's talking about the 3D printers and how we think that this can impact on the miniatures industry. First of all, I want to first do a comparison how the super advanced technology on digital printing is affecting to the book. So far, I think printing is even more expensive than buying a book most of the times, and it's very difficult to get the same quality of a good book. Yeah, you can find all the book, any book that you want in PDF. You can download this to your computer, you can download this to your tablet, but we're still buying books. So I find that the future of the 3D printing and the miniatures can be similar to what is happening on the book industry. What I mean here is, well, up to now, the quality is the 3D printers and the resolution they can get. I don't think it's still comparable to what you can get from a mold. The cost efficiency is not even there. I think the cost of having a part from a 3D printer is much higher than having the part bought from a company. So I don't think the technology is there yet. It's advancing, it's progressing. I don't know if we'll get if we will be able to get the same quality as the injection molding. That is what Games Workshop is doing today with a super high technology on injection molding or very fine detail on injection molding, also in resin. Uh, you can do a lot of things today with casting at home, and you can do all this work. The other thing is, do you want to spend all this time in designing your miniature, investing this time on making your own miniature, or you prefer to have the parts and assemble it and buy just the plastic parts and assemble it together? So there's a lot of personal choices, because today there's also kits to make your molds, and there are materials to make your own molds and to clone. But even cloning today is not a lot of people is doing that, because the quality that you get at the end is not always the same. I find more a threat for the business, for example, the knockoffs from China, than the 3D printing. But what is the potential of the 3D printing, and what I see that can get us? I think 3D printing can be great to print your own weapons, for example. If you are short of plasma weapons, you go there and you print 30 plasma weapons. You are not short anymore on plasma weapons. This is just to put an example. You want halberds, you print halberds. You can do this type of jobs. And I think today this is more achievable, and you can find a 3D file, download it from somewhere, and print yourself. You need the investment on the printer, so once the printers are cheaper, and I guess it's going to have the same as the digital printing. Once you buy cheaper printers, you will not have the nicest resolution. If you want the nice resolution, you will need to spend more on materials and on the printer itself. So it's always this balance between the quality you want to get and the parts. So I find the 3D printers more to make parts or to duplicate parts that you want for your conversions. Making a miniature from zero, I don't think it's going to be that easy even with a digital printer. You can make a copy, and I think will be people skilled enough to make his own miniatures. And I think 3D printing is also opening the door for the ultimate conversion. So there is the ultimate personalization of your army. You can use this technology to make your ultimate customization on your miniatures. And I think it's there where the 3D printer is going to show off. I think we will still balance between miniatures and making parts for your conversions as we do today. So we buy bits from other companies, and I think maybe the ones that are going to be much hard with the 3D printers are the small companies that are doing parts to do conversions. Because if you have a good digital file, you don't need to buy these parts anymore and carry with the cost of shipping and all this type of stuff. You just have to download the file and print it on your 3D print. And I has to say, this is the future. I don't see this to happen in short term, and I don't know if it's going to happen in medium term. because there is a lot of limitations and there is a lot of post work on 3D printing, like cleaning up. If you are um, upset with the mold marks and with all these type of things, don't see a 3D part, a part of when it's finishing from the 3D printer. You have to clean even more because you will see the steps of the printer, you will see the resolution. So you will need to do a lot of cleanup. And I'm talking from the experience because I did a lot of designs on 3D print because it's the first step we do when we design. We have the first 3D in order to show how this part or this piece or this mock-up will look like. We print this in 3D and we share this to, for example, marketing to have to show different designs. But to have something that is nice on the table, there is a lot of post-work after printing, like polishing and cleaning up and all this type of stuff that you need some good tools and some abilities to do this. So yeah, let me summarize a little bit. 3D printers today, I don't think them to be as a threat. Maybe some people will use it, but I don't think they can get the same quality of injection molded part or a cast part. And if you want to clone today, the cheapest and fastest way to clone, you just take a miniature, you buy the miniature, you put in silicon, so you make a mold of silicon and you can make as many duplicates as you want. It's not difficult and you only need a little bit of skills to know how to make the layout of the mold, but it's not that difficult and I have seen a lot of people. I know a person that was cloning a lot of miniatures and was cloning bases and was cloning and was using this to make his own bases. So this was also a way to do resin bases. You make your bases with your stuff and you clone this several times and then you have a lot of bases. For example, you make a base with the schools and you clone this base several times, you have a lot of bases with the schools and you need to buy bits of schools everywhere. The same can happen to clone weapons. So, but maybe in long term, once the printers go down in price, the material also goes down in price, and we have a universal material that we can use, maybe we start seeing the 3D prints to print your own small bits, your weapons. You put your touch of personalization. I love a lot what the company that is doing Warzone, I don't remember now the name, but you send a picture of yourself and it's making heads for war games with your face. Very tempted to do that, although it's a little bit expensive. I think it's called Prodos. I will put the link below if you are interested. There is companies that start using this technology to make highly personalized parts. So you send a picture and you have heads with your anatomy, so you can put your face on your Space Marine chapter master. So say that um, I think the 3D printers open the door to the ultimate conversion. With that, no limits anymore on what you want to do, on what you want to convert. For example, you want a fancy wings for your demon prints, you can print that. Most likely it's going to be more expensive, but you completely personalize your miniature, so you add your own touch. And I think for that is going to be good for the hobby because we will open the door to highly personalized miniatures. This will make the companies making miniatures to close? I don't think so. I think it's like today the books. We still see editorials, we still see companies making books, and you can download. And today with the tablet technology or with the iPads, you can read the book. You don't need the physical book with pages. But we still like and I personally prefer the paper book, both from a shop, pay 20, 30, 40, 50 euros sometimes for a nice book with nice pictures and a good quality than, yeah, although I have the digital copy in my computer sometimes because it's more practical to have the digital copy sometimes and not to carry with the book, but I love the physical book for a good reading. So, and I think for miniatures is going to happen the same. It's not exactly the same wall, but I think we still have the company, and in future maybe the 3D printing will open new dimensions, like in terms of conversions, and maybe some of these small companies or some alternative companies that make parts, make bits, maybe they have to. reinvent themselves, and instead of selling these bits, they can still selling the bits and selling the files to make your own weapons. And yeah, and I think it's my opinion on the 3D printing. I hope this is. I want to know what do you think on that. Please leave your comment below as usual. I love to read your comments. Uh, I want to know your opinion, and if you want to see more of videos about this topic, don't forget VInce Venturella is doing a topic about the hobby wall and wargaming. Go to the link below, and I will find the original video that starts with the topic of the week of this week, 3D printing. And just let me know. This is just my vision. Is how I see. The 3D printing has been out there a lot in the industry to make designs, to make mock-ups, to make fast prototyping. This has been there for the last 15 years. Very expensive, but cheaper than making actual molded parts. Unless you, and then once you have the scale, you go for injected parts. There is no comparison in price. Take into account, yeah, we are always talking today when we want a nice and 3D printed part. We talk about 100 euros, something like that. And that's all. Let me know what do you think. Let me know what is your point of view. And thanks a lot for watching. Bye.